Here are two examples of a loan that's paid by a bakery. And in the first example, the whole loan is paid off when it is due. And then in the second example, part of the loan is paid off before it is due, and then the rest is paid on the date of maturity. So let's look at the first one. On June 1st, the Red Velvet Bakery signed a $8,400 banknote. And a banknote is a document which states the terms and conditions of a loan with a simple interest rate of 4.5% that had a maturity date, and the maturity date is the date on which the principal and interest are due, of December 1st. Determine the balance due on the note at the date of maturity, round to the nearest cent. Since this is simple interest, we're going to use the simple interest formula. I is equal to P times R times T. Now let's plug in the numbers. The principal is the amount that they borrowed, so that's $8,400. The rate is 4.5%, so we'll convert that to decimal by moving the decimal over 2 places to the left. And then the time, we need to express this in terms of a year. The bakery got the loan on June 1st, and then it was due on December 1st. We're going to use the banker's rule, and this is on page 6 of chapter 10. If you look at that in your notes, you can see that June 1st is the 152nd day of the year. And then December 1st is the 335th day of the year. And to find out the number of days from June 1st to December 1st, we just subtract those two numbers. And we get 183. And then remember, using the banker's rule, how we would say that's out of 360 days. So this is 183 over 360. So we're going to multiply all this together to find the interest. And we get 192.15. So to determine the balance that's due, we take the principal, which is $8,400, that's the amount that they borrowed, and then we add the 192.15 to get the total amount due, which is $85.92.15. So this is the amount that they need to pay back on December 1st. For the second problem, on June 1st, the Red Velvet Bakery signed a $8,400 banknote with a simple interest rate of 4.5% that had a maturity date of December 1st. So far it's the same as the first problem. But then the bakery made a partial payment of $2,900 on August 1st. We're going to use the United States rule to determine the balance due on the note at the date of maturity, and we'll round to the nearest cent. The United States rule says that if a partial payment is made on the loan, interest is computed on the principal from the first day of the loan until the date of the partial payment. Then the partial payment is used to pay the interest first, and then the rest of the payment is used to reduce the principal. The balance due on the date of maturity is determined by computing the interest due from the partial payment and then adding that interest to the unpaid principal. So the first step is to find the simple interest up until the partial payment is made. So we start off with the $8,400 that's borrowed times the rate. And now the time is going to be from June 1st, which is the 152nd day that we found, until August 1st. August 1st is the 213th day. So we subtract these to find the total number of days until the partial payment was made. We get 61. Following the banker's rule, this is 61 out of 360 days. And so the interest up until that first partial payment is made is $64.05. So what we get if we multiply all that together. So the partial payment is $2,900. We need to reduce the interest from that to find out how much is going towards the principal. If we subtract those, we get $2,835.95. So this is the amount that's going towards the principal. So we'll subtract that amount from the $8,400. And I get $5,564.05. So just to make sure you understand, this is a partial payment of $2,900. We had to take off the interest that was paid, and so this is what's left over. And then we can apply that towards the principal. So if we subtract that from the $8,400, then we have our new balance of $5,564.05. Now we're going to repeat the process, starting with our new balance. We're going to use the simple interest formula again. Now starting with our principal of $5,564.05, we multiply that by the rate, which is 4.5%, moving the decimal over. Now the time, we're going from August 1st to December 1st. So December 1st, we saw that already is the 335th day. And so we're going to subtract 335 minus 213 to find the number of days from August 1st to December 1st. And that's 122. Using the banker's rule, this is 122 out of 360 days. And then you can multiply all this together, divide by the 360. And this is going to be an approximation. This is about $84.85. So this is our interest from that new balance. So what needs to be paid on December 1st is the $5,564.05, which was the new balance, adding the interest. And we can see that this is going to be $5,648.90. Two payments were made for this problem number 2. They made a partial payment of $2,900, and then they made the final payment of $5,648.90 on December 1st. Now, since they made that partial payment, when you add the $2,900 to the $5,648.90, it should be less than what we got for problem number 1, because that was based on the full principal of $8,400 for the whole time.